are not prejudiced against anyone.
Oh yeah, they will kill anyone.
Unfulfilling.
Much like cancer.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a horrible, horrible world.
It's
we live
such
in.
shorter.
Oh yeah. Because it's very, like we said sudden. But anyone can die from it.
You could have just said anyone can die.
Anyone can die. Yeah.
Except for Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's very true. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lights, Camera, Nonsense, where we give you all the latest movie news you may have missed. I'm Nick, the Scat Man Simmons.
Ew, gross.
No, not like that.
And I'm the last Pringle in the tin that you can never reach, Zach Smith.
How long ago did you come up with that?
Just now.
You son of a bitch. You're way better at this than I am. And for the week of November 9th, let's roll into the previews. Zach, what have you been watching?
Well, Nick, my week has been interesting. Because
Did you kill a man?
No, not that interesting.
Well, you're not as interesting as
Actually,
Matthew Broderick.
comparatively now.
He actually killed two men. We've actually brought this up several times. He killed two people.
No. You have brought it up several times. Do not put that on me, sir.
I'm sorry. But he did get away with double homicide. So
I've yet to peruse the court documents.
Well, Inspector Gadget got away with murder.
No,
So
that's true.
What did you watch?
My week started off really pleasant and fun. I was enjoying life, and then the more things I watched as the week went on, it got progressively more depressing.
Well, stop watching true crime, I assume.
I actually don't watch that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I started the week off with as a holdover from Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Casey and I, every year, we watch Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, we love it. It's great.
It's funny.
Yeah, for those who are unfamiliar, Tucker and Dale versus Evil is kind of a reverse on the camping in the woods horror trope.
Yeah.
Where
like hillbillies trying to kill you.
Yeah, where teenagers will go to a secluded area and then, oh no, there's a murderer. And, it's all about like miscommunication and kind of
because the people
assumptions.
The people that they think are killers are just these two dumb, silly hillbillies.
They have the two like hillbillies. They call themselves hillbillies, but I don't know if I would like put them in
well, because they're two LA actors that are known for playing much higher.
They're not like they're not like Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Pre Beverly move anyway.
Yeah, we got it. But they buy a cabin in the woods, and it's like a fixer upper.
Yeah, they're there. It's like a quote unquote vacation home, so they're there to work on it. And then at the same time, this group of teenagers are going out, and they kind of see them as they're driving by, and they're like, "Well, those guys are creepy," but really, they just don't know how to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So then, mayhem and hijinks ensue.
People die. It's hilarious.
One guy tosses himself into a wood chipper. It was pretty hilarious.
One runs into like a broken branch or whatever.
Yeah. The teenagers are and like
just as dumb.
They're trying to attack the hillbillies.
Yeah, because
they think they're murderers, but they're actually not.
Yeah,
and the teenagers are like getting themselves into trouble as they're trying to attack.
It's a hilarious little romp. As long as you don't mind the gore.
Yeah, it is surprisingly gory.
Yeah.
I remember that on my first watch, so I was like, "Wow, this is kind of violent." Surprisingly, but it's not like gross out gore. I think it stops.
It's comedic. Yeah.
But it's really fun. It's a really fun ride, and if you haven't seen it, I would definitely suggest that you give it a watch.
Yeah.
Like I said, we watch it every year. Then going from there.
Uh-oh.
I started watching Black Mirror.
Oh, for the first time?
For the first time.
Oh, wow. Where'd you start? Did you start season 1, episode 1? Or?
Season 1, episode 1. So far, I've only seen 2 episodes. It's the one where, like, basically everyone can record stuff, like memories.
Oh, yeah,
and then play it back with their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following one is the pig one.
Yeah. The
Which, if you've seen it, you know which one it is.
Yeah, and it ended up being an actual thing that happened in real life. Yeah. And when the story broke, I was like, wait, that's just the episode of Black Mirror that came out like a little while ago. And it turns out, that actually happened.
Yeah. It's something. I leading up to this, the only thing I had really heard about Black Mirror is, like, one, it's short seasons because it's
I believe it's 3 episodes per season, right?
It's British, so their quote unquote seasons are really short.
What do they call them? They call them series.
Series, yeah. And for all intents and purposes, it's been a great show. Yeah. You know, with some highs and lows, but mostly people love it.
Yeah. Technology Twilight Zone.
Okay, so yes, this is what I was going to get into. The biggest thing that I heard about Black Mirror in terms of what it's actually about is it's an anthology series like Twilight Zone.
You can start anywhere.
And it's all about technology.
Mm-hmm.
So I go into it thinking, okay, the main thing here is technology is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But what actually ends up happening is technology is kind of great.
Yeah, it's the people
but the people are bad.
Yeah.
So I have now come away from both the first 2 episodes feeling really shitty about myself.
Yeah, just how people abuse technology and the advancements that come with it. Or therein.
Yeah, it's like we could have all this great stuff but the human condition is to ruin everything.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, people are the worst.
So have a great day.
Yeah. You definitely need to, anytime a new season comes out, that's why people tend to binge all 3 of the new season or 4, whatever. And then they'll watch all of them. They'll feel really shitty about themselves, and then they'll move on to The Good Place or Seinfeld.
It's interesting you say this because I actually think it's comparable to how you feel watching BoJack Horseman.
Oh, yeah.
I think you've said before that it just makes you sad. It's
does,
just a sad show.
It's a realistic take on a celebrity living in the twilight years of his social status.
But kind of like, obviously, with anthropomorphic animals, so it's more ridiculous.
Yeah.
And, you know. But, yeah, man. I'm just sad every time I watch Black Mirror.
I'm sorry. So it was just the first season of Black Mirror. That's where you wanted to start.
Yeah, we just started with the first. Well, I have been watching it with my mom, so you know.
Oh, so you watched it with her?
Yeah,
you didn't watch it with Casey.
We've been doing like 1. Well, we did 2 this week, so that's probably about what we're.
Are you going to stick with it, or are you going to continue? To watch
it? I'll keep watching it. I guess I'll just have to prepare myself to feel.
Yeah,
bad.
you gotta just be ready to be depressed about how people would treat technology. Especially, there's one specific one with Haley Atwell and General Hux, whose name is escaping me right now.
Oh, Domhnall Gleeson.
Domhnall Gleeson, or however you say his name. Yeah, that's a very tragic one. There's some that are just
forward to that. Well, the fucking first one is like, oh, okay. Well, I've just seen the destruction of this entire unit.
Yeah,
which may or may not have even really been one in the first place.
It's very true. There are some happy endings in some of these episodes. So you just gotta peruse through them.
Like a total across all seasons, there's like, what, 32 episodes or something like that?
Yeah, I think you've got like 1 or 2 of them that are happy.
Great.
So. Yeah. Yeah.
See, like, this is what I've said before about BoJack, is that for me, yes, it's depressing. Yes, it's super dark humor, but there's still humor there.
Yeah.
There's not really one part of the pig episode where I'm like, this is fucking hysterical.
Hilarious.
I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah. Well, just, get over it.
You sit down and you enjoy your technology.
After you watch one episode of like The Simpsons or something. I don't know.
I'm curious to see where it goes. So far, my takeaways are I feel bad, and I too live in a society.
Yeah.
With technology.
Okay, you gotta let that go.
I will not.
Memes and phrases that people peruse and permeate throughout society.
It's a Black Mirror episode right now.
I know. It really is the worst.
Memes.
Yeah. Oh, just wait until you get into the...
What if your mom used memes?
There's a Cartoon Bear episode.
Great.
That's
that's part of the previous season, right?
I don't know. I've lost track. I think there's like 5 seasons. With like 3 episodes each. This one was like season 3.
Okay,
or
maybe not.
Season 4.
Maybe I'm thinking of the Miley Cyrus one.
I have not. Oh, I actually never saw that one. I'm missing out on that one because there was the gay Tekken episode.
Striking Vipers?
Striking Vipers.
I only know that because I was hearing about Striking Vipers for like an entire month after that dropped.
Well, it was a good episode. But each episode and each season has their highs and lows. So you just, if you don't like it, stop watching it and go move on to the next one.
Well, I think I'll keep going, and then if it gets to a point where I'm just like, you know what? Just not. And I'm not saying like it's bad or anything.
Yeah.
It's very well made, and it gets across, its thesis statements very well. It's never like you have to think too hard.
It's
about
not
it.
metaphysical or metaphorical.
You get what
like
it's
that.
saying right off the bat, but maybe you have to parcel it out a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you watch this week?
I've been so busy watching things. You would think that I don't have a job. I still have a job.
Yeah.
So
is that? Are you sure?
I hope so. I left on bad terms yesterday, so we'll see.
Oh boy.
No, I didn't. I'm fine. I've been watching a lot of the same old. I've been still watching Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Trying to watch Jack Ryan as well. The things that are coming, Modern Family is just kind of par for the course. Family Guy, all the stuff that are starting up new seasons. I kind of want to focus more on the movies that I watched.
Okay. Yeah.
Simply because I enjoyed them more because they were both movies that I saw in theaters. It had been a while since I had seen a movie since like Joker. I think I had actually seen the last movie theater.
I'm trying to think of when the last one I saw.
October 6th was when Joker came out, I believe. So it was like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Mine was before Joker.
Oh wow. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the first movie that I saw, which was The Lighthouse.
Yes, I'm excited to hear about this.
The Lighthouse is a film made by Robert Eggers, who made The Witch.
Yes.
Or the Vitch, or however you want to
just
pronounce
say
it.
Witch.
The Witch, which came out a couple years ago to critical acclaim, and most people who saw it enjoyed it.
I loved it. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
That's why I was excited for The Lighthouse.
So, I wanted to start it off by saying, you know how they kind of spoke generally in the exact same way that they would if the film was actually made in that time?
Historical contextually.
Yeah, it's actually written how they would speak.
Right.
It's the same with this film. So it takes place in, I believe, 19th century, like late 1890s, New England-ish Atlantic scene. So it's kind of like in Maine, I believe, or Vermont, I believe. So the movie starts off, and it's Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe are these two sailors who are switching shifts to become the new shift to take care of this lighthouse, which is very pivotal to the coastal scene there. I'm giving the beginning of this movie way too much context, but it starts off, and you come to realize that Willem Dafoe has done this job before, and he actually enjoys it, and he's a wiki man, which is or
someone
a wiki.
Who peruses a bunch of Wikipedias there.
No. Who takes care of lighthouses. So he's known for taking care of lighthouses. And Robert Pattinson is it's like his first shift. It's his first time doing it. So he's doing all of this menial labor while Willem Dafoe is taking care of the lighthouse. Robert Pattinson is like shoveling shit.
Right, yeah. Doing the hard labor.
The hard labor and stuff. And so he's taking care of that, and then time passes, and then a storm comes. I don't want to go into too much of the
you don't
plot.
have to go through everything, because I would like to actually see the movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely see it before it leaves theaters, because the longer you wait, the more likely it is it'll leave, because it's definitely an independent film that's, while still getting Oscar buzz, is not getting as much of an audience as, not unlike the movies that came out this week, like Dr. Sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And Terminator Dark Fate, which was last week, Last Christmas, Midway, a lot of the bigger blockbuster, you recognize the people in that.
Yeah.
But The Lighthouse, so the entire film is in black and white,
right? And
it's in 16:9, so it's all a square image. You see the black bars on the side of the screen as you're watching it, and it looks amazing,
right?
And the sound design and the acting is really well done. As I was watching it, I was totally engrossed in this. I feel like I was kind of, you know how when you're a kid, you're reading a book underneath your blanket because you don't disturb the people next to you with a flashlight and everything. I feel like I was doing that again. It gives you a sense of
like it's personal for you.
Yeah, I felt like I was immersed in this world just because of the way that the movie was filmed and the way that it's acted. Nice. But like I said at the top of this, Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, they're also the only two characters that you see in the entire film, outside of the people that they switch shifts with.
It's similar to The Witch in that way, where it's a very closed-off cast.
Yeah.
I think the most people you see in The Witch is at the very beginning of the movie.
With the council. Kicking them out.
The rest of them is just that family.
It's just the family, yeah. I will say there's another character, but it's kind of spoilery.
Okay.
But they're taking care of it, and then all of a sudden a storm passes, and things happen, and they end up staying there longer. And then Robert Pattinson starts to kind of lose his mind, but anyway, they're talking in the New Englandy accent. So half the time you're watching it, you're trying to kind of decrypt what they're saying because they're talking at a normal pace and everything.
Right.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to decipher it the whole time, and it's not hard to decipher like The Witch. Like you're basically understanding the gist of what they're saying.
Right.
But there's one particular scene, and it's like right smack dab in the middle of the movie. Where they're arguing about something, and then Robert Pattinson brings up Willem Dafoe's cooking.
Yeah. And
I kind of wanted to read the monologue, which is all in one take, and it's all Willem Dafoe, and I had it pulled up. So Robert Pattinson is like, I'm not really fond of your cooking, and so Willem Dafoe goes, "You're fond of me lobster, ain't you? I seen it. You're fond of me lobster. Say it. Say it. Say it." I don't have to say nothing. Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe. "Damn ye. Let Neptune strike you dead, Winslow. Hark. Hark, Triton. Hark. Bellow, bid our father the Sea King rise from the depths, full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime, to choke ye, engorging your organs till ye turn blue and bloated with bilge and brine and can scream no more only when he, crowned in cockle shells with slithering tentacle tail, and steaming beard take up his fell befitted arm, his coral-tined trident screeches banshee-like in the tempest and plunges right through your gullet bursting ye, a bulging blackguard no more, but a blasted bloody film now, and nothing for the harpies and the soul of dead sailors to peck and claw and feed upon, only to be lapped up and swallowed by the infinite waters of the dread emperor himself, forgotten to any man, to any time, forgotten to any god or devil, forgotten even to the sea, for any stuff for part of Winslow, even any scantling of your soul is Winslow no more, but is now itself the sea."
Definitely picked up.
Yeah. So he responds, "All right, I'll have your way. I like your cooking." So he gives them the sea curse.
You sure know how to make a girl blush.
Well, he's basically giving him the sea curse because he doesn't like his cooking. There's definitely when you have a film entirely centered around these two characters and the scenes that they are involved in, every single conversation between the two characters enraptures you in what's going on. And so the dissecting of the dialogue and the language is not a detriment. It's actually part of what enraptures you, like I said, in the way that the scenes are paced and the way it's filmed, like I said, black and white. It's definitely an art house film. So when you go into it, know that there's going to be long scenes of scenery and backdrop, and
shots.
There's so obviously it's a lighthouse, right? You have light to try to signal the ships to make sure they don't crash into an island, but there's also a klaxon that goes off, and so you get used to that noise of the woo, that kind of thing. So there's ambiance as well. I just really love the movie. I think it's in my top 10 favorites this year.
Nice. Yeah, I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah,
Robert Pattinson is basing his Batman voice off of Willem Dafoe's performance
in The Lighthouse.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what?
Supposedly,
he's
drawing inspiration from Dafoe's performance in The Lighthouse for his Batman voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He said that in an interview or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's very interesting.
Yeah.
from what I read, they definitely they secluded themselves from each other whenever they were filming, and they were filming in like extreme conditions. Like there was basically a hurricane going on while they were filming. It was on the northeastern coast when there was it was super cold. It was rain getting everywhere, salt water, everything. They went through hell. So I honestly hope it wins some awards.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it should be on the short list.
Yeah, and like that whole spiel and everything, I did a really bad northeastern accent, but I was trying to do like a weird Scottish Irish thing. Yeah. Oh well, thank you. Even after I dropped my phone.
Well, you were done when you did that.
Very true. Well, I had the one line.
It was more like, it was kind of like an and scene.
And scene. Dropping my phone, cracking the screen.
It's very Shakespearean for you.
That's very true. If only they had cell phones.
Oh no!
Hark ye!
You dropped your phone.
Yes,
laddie. I don't know why Shakespeare's Irish.
Laddie. I really enjoyed that, and then I do you want to kind of go into the movie that we saw today?
Yeah, we literally just got back from seeing Parasite.
Parasite, finally.
Yeah.
We had talked about it in a previous episode about wanting to see it. A film made by Bong Joon-ho, who's made The Host and I believe Memories of Murder. I think that was Park Chan-wook as well. I confuse the two directors, but they both make fantastic films, so it's not an insult. It's kind of hard to go into the plot because it kind of spoils large bits of it.
Yeah. So, what did you know going into it? Let's start with that.
I knew it was about a very poor family intertwining their lives into a rich family's lives so that they can, earn a whole bunch of money and live. What is the word for it? Lavishly.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good summation. I myself really didn't know anything. I had seen some shots of the exterior of the wealthy family's house, but that's really all I had seen. And then I had heard all the lavish praise being thrown at it. So
it won the Palme d'Or at Cannes this year.
Yeah.
So it basically won Movie of the Year.
Yeah.
At Cannes, and so that's high praise. It's already in Oscar nomination for Best Foreign Language Film.
Yeah, and I think that's a right call.
Yeah.
Because, wow, it's kind of amazing how different, I guess. And I said this to you when we were walking out, because I had never seen any of the filmmaker's previous works. I had never seen The Host or anything. That I don't think I've ever really seen a movie quite like that, where there's this mixing of drama and dark comedy and
it's
like horror.
It's such a wonderfully blended genre of like every single genre. He also directed Snowpiercer. Did you see that?
I didn't see Snowpiercer.
Oh, okay. Making a TV show out of it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it's interesting because the horror of this movie isn't, a big monster or, a killer or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't have a huge
just
draw.
Like, how terrible can people be?
Yeah.
And this is kind of what I was getting at, too, because after I saw Black Mirror earlier in the week, I saw this today, and it's like, okay, well...
People are just the worst.
People are the worst! There's a horror in this of, obviously, a family being taken advantage of for their money, but then there's also like a societal horror aspect of it where
it's like who's really the villain, who's kind of the hero here.
And that really comes down to it because I still think there's definitely someone who's more of a villain than the other party. But like it's how you view like societal like caste structures, I guess,
class differences
and like a general attitude of from the rich and how they perceive like normal, quote unquote, normal problems for them that for others in lower situations can literally mean the difference of life and death. And obviously, we're not going to go like super far into it or anything because I think a lot of the appeal of this movie comes from knowing less.
Do you want me to,
not to say that you don't get any value the more you know. Like I still think it stands on its own, but on that first viewing, there is something to be said for not really getting kind of where we're headed.
Right.
It does this thing where it kind of sort of it's in a situation, like we build up a situation where you're saying to yourself, okay, this obviously can't go on for much longer.
Yeah.
And then something happens and you're like, well, this is it. We're done here. But then it's not. And it kind of keeps going from there, and we're getting worse. We're getting worse. This is the bottom right here.
Very much. The tension is. It doesn't even feel slow. Like, it doesn't feel like a slow burn.
And it's kind of a longer movie, but I really didn't feel it.
Yeah.
It's paced very well, written spectacularly. All the shots are well composed. It's just, from wall to wall, it's just a great movie.
Yeah. I think it well deserves all of its praise, and I think that people should check it out. It's actually getting a wide release this weekend, which is why we were able to see it at the theater by my place. Yep. And so I highly recommend people check it out. I kind of agree with the sentiment. The less you know, the better. But know that it is, it's a good watch. I think it's an easy watch too. It's not like you're having to understand philosophical ideas. It's not much like the Lighthouse, where you kind of have to think about certain things in certain aspects of that movie.
Right.
But it was an art house week for me.
I said with Black Mirror that you get what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
And it's much the same in this respect.
Yeah. So, I mean, it starts off as like one thing, and especially you not knowing anything going into it, you're like, I don't even know what kind of genre this is.
Yeah, I knew he did The Host, right?
Right.
So, like, I'm expecting, horror in some aspects. But, again, the horror in this situation is a very human horror.
Mm-hmm.
And it's grounded, too. There's nothing here that's like, ooh, supernatural horror.
Yeah, it's not like, and I think it's kind of funny because they're not tied together, but he names one of his films The Host and the other one Parasite. Which is kind of just ironic,
and
really.
That is it. The name is very much on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Like in tying with the theme. And that's not something that's hidden either.
Oh no. It's very on the nose what they're trying to do.
Yeah. And then you see kind of different forms of this parasite kind of crop up as the movie goes on. But
what's funny is that you have these two different families and then some other characters. I enjoyed every single person in this movie.
There wasn't, I don't think there's really a good person.
Yeah.
But, I didn't hate anyone.
Yeah.
I didn't hate when someone was on screen. I was just interested.
You're just like, how is this going to play out?
Yeah.
Because I don't want, this to happen or this to happen.
Kind of how you felt with the Lighthouse. Like, I was very entrenched in what was happening.
Right.
And, absorbed.
I did hate the people that we were surrounded by, though.
Yeah, that was...
There were people
Well, you can't blame the guy to the right of me because you attacked him first.
I didn't attack him, all right? We were walking out of the movie theater. It's still dark. Credits are rolling. And I'm like, all right, well, I need to pee. And I think everyone else does, too. Everyone starts standing up and leaving. And then I start walking out. Zach, you seem to just walk right through like you're totally fine.
I had no issue.
Had no issue. And then I just slam my foot because I drag my feet. All right, I'm a Neanderthal. I'm dumb. I slam my foot into this guy's foot because he's still sit back, perched out, relaxed.
He's enjoying the credits.
Enjoying the credits. Sure, why not? They're all in South Korean, but whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. And there's just the longest pause of nothing. Only the credits sound.
I had enough time in this interaction to get from where you had just run into this person to the end of the aisle, realize you weren't with me, turn around to see the end of this.
and then of course he looks up at me. I assume it's a man. I still couldn't see this person. And he's like, go on. So it's like I said when we left, I was like, I don't know if you meant go on, like continue to apologize or go on, like
throw
just get out of here.
My feet, peasant.
Get the fuck out of here. So I left, and then we were exiting the theater. I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here. I think we're about to be murdered.
For me, it was great because contextually, when we're in the theater and he first came and sit down to the right of me, I thought back on what you were telling me as we were walking in, where you had been trying to pretty regularly get that seat.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of the theater on that specific row every time you went into it because it's a smaller theater and you like where that seat is.
Yeah.
But you weren't able to get it this time because this one person...
Businessman Armani suit.
So this guy, not only did he steal your seat, but you attacked him for it.
I didn't attack him for it. It was all just a bad coincidence, all right?
Sure.
It was all just a bad...
quote-unquote coincidence.
You're right. So, just future reference, if you sit next to me and I bump into your foot when we're leaving the movie...
Very hard.
I hate you.
Well, and then you had the ladies to your left who were recapping the whole movie as it was going.
As it was going on. Yeah. And I didn't get a chance to look at them. I tried to look, but the movie theater was dark, so, whatever.
Obviously, you ran into someone's foot.
Yeah. I can't see in the dark, okay? I'm terrified enough as it is. My one weakness. I have the eyes of a
raisin mascot for a cereal.
Ah, yeah. That's a fucking callback. Oh, jeez. And I'm pretty sure that's a racist stereotype, too.
Well, the Raisinette is, but not... I was thinking of the sun.
On Raisin Bran sun, yeah. Did he wear sunglasses? He doesn't wear them now.
Yeah, no, I think he... Well, he might not. I don't know.
He's the sun. He doesn't need to wear sunglasses. I don't keep track of
the Raisin Bran lore.
Is he too bright for himself?
Pretty sure this is the second week in a row we've
Two
talked about
scoops. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, because we were talking about it the other week when I was asking if you dreamt the cereal too.
Oh yeah, that was last week.
I was like, what if they made a cereal that was just all raisins and called it Oops All Raisins?
Yeah. Not only would they not do that.
They might. You don't know.
That's just a bag of grapes that have been left out in the sun.
Or Oops All Bran, I think is what I said. This has been a recap of last week's podcast.
I think everybody who listens to our podcast listened to last week's podcast.
Maybe. So. You don't know.
Oh, I know. I keep track of the numbers.
Well,
they're low numbers. It's okay.
But you don't know if it's them. What if they're swapping out with someone else?
Who swaps out for podcasts?
Who doesn't?
You got me there?
Yeah.
You got me there. What news do you have for me?
Yeah, let's jump into the news. News time. Gonna get some news time. Hey,
news time.
Before we jump into the news, I would also like to say thank you for letting us record. Not in the wee hours in the morning.
You're welcome.
So we can avoid the plethora of mistakes that we made last week.
Are we going over the list now?
I'm just gonna real quick.
Oh, okay.
We'll if we make more, which obviously we will, I'll add it to this list.
Okay.
And we'll revisit it at the end of the year.
Okay.
But for posterity's sake, I'll just correct what we did
for posterior's sake. For my butt's sake.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We mentioned that Regina Spektor was in Watchmen. That was very wrong. That couldn't be more wrong.
Regina King.
It's Regina King.
It just shows how white we are. It really does.
Not a UK singer/artist.
Who hasn't really... I mean, I think she still does music and stuff. I would assume
probably in the UK.
Yeah.
Regina King.
Regina King.
Fantastic in Watchmen.
Yes. We're sorry, Miss King.
We also said Alan Guinness instead of Alec Guinness.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's Alec Guinness. Yeah. Alan Guinness is is he like a politician or something?
I don't fucking know. But
doesn't matter.
Not Obi-Wan.
Yeah. It's not enough that he hated the role.
Yeah. He didn't hate the role. He just didn't get the idea of making a sequel.
Sweating a lot.
Sorry. Is it because we're going over our mistakes?
No, it's because I turn off the AC so there's less noise.
Well, you don't have to worry about the last mistake because it was just me.
Oh, okay, good.
I was mentioning something about DC superhero girl cartoon thing, and I said Tara Platt was a voice in that. It's not. It's Tara Strong.
Tara Strong, yeah. Well, I should have noticed that.
You should have, but you didn't.
On me. I guess it's on me. Are you trying to shift the blame now onto both of us?
Yeah.
It's not going to make you feel any better.
It won't. But it's worth a shot.
Yeah, well, we just mistake people all the time. There's too many people on the planet. That is not... No, that's not what you think. I'm just saying there's 7 billion people. We can't remember everybody. All
right.
Do you remember your first grade English teacher?
Mrs. Brewer.
You made that up.
No, it's something with a B. Mrs.
boobies.
It's not Mrs. either, because she wasn't married. Miss Brewer, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, fuck me then.
Maybe later.
Okay.
Jumping into the news now.
In the news.
Star Trek producer Brannon Braga and Seth MacFarlane are adapting Clive Barker's Books of Blood for Hulu.
Yeah.
It's going to be a horror anthology movie, and Braga
Don't like that.
Braga will co-write, produce, and direct, and it's set to come out in fall of 2028.
Oh, so they're already kind of in pre-production.
Yeah, and I was looking this up, and I was unaware, but apparently there are a couple stories that come from Clive Barker's Books of Blood series that you may recognize.
I think so.
There's Candyman. Lord of Illusions.
I have not.
That one I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
So really, it's just two. It's Candyman and Midnight Meat
It's really
Train.
just one. It's just Candyman. That's
the bigger one, but
more recognizable.
Midnight Meat Train.
I saw that.
Yeah,
that was
Bradley
garbage.
Cooper. Those are all three.
Yeah.
Two.
Clive Barker's weird, man. Did
He
you?
is.
He wrote a comic series about an old wizard leprechaun who was trying to take over the world with evil magic.
I didn't read this, no.
Okay, I'll look it up later and tell you next week. But
there was a movie where there are a bunch of monsters living underground. Does this sound familiar?
The Descent? I don't. A lot of his stuff I didn't read. This is. I know someone.
Nightbreed.
Nightbreed. Oh, okay.
Did you ever see this?
No.
This fucked me up as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like a writer or something stumbles into a cemetery, and then and underground there's like a bunch of monsters that live there, and they're all like fucked up in the Clive Barker sense.
Yeah, very grotesque.
Yeah.
Halfway between Stephen King
and I think they were actually all good guys.
The monsters?
Yeah, but
hey, we're the good guys.
They here, I'm looking it up.
It's like a mixture between Pet Sematary and The Descent.
Yeah, Nightbreed. 1990 American dark fantasy horror film based on the novella Cabal. Film follows an unstable... Oh, okay, not a writer. Film follows an unstable mental patient who is falsely led to believe by his doctor that he is a serial killer. Tracked down by the police...
Bad doctor.
Tracked down by the police, his doctor, and his girlfriend, he eventually finds refuge in an abandoned cemetery called Midian among a tribe of monsters and outcasts known as the, quote, Nightbreed.
I read the Nightbreed.
Where they hide from humanity.
Oh, because they're monsters?
They're outcasts, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But see,
like the band Outcast?
The guy, yeah.
Hey,
we're underground.
That would be Andre 3000.
But see, it's poignant because the human who has no outside deformities or abnormalities, he's a societal outcast, man.
Sure, but why did his doctor convince him that he's a murderer?
I don't know.
Let it go.
I will not. So yeah, that's a thing we have to look forward to.
Yeah, not that specific film that has already been made, but more Clive Barker stuff, which has already been all of his stuff has been adapted. Didn't he do Hellraiser? Was that Clive Barker?
I don't think so.
Did he create Hellraiser?
I don't think so. Let me look.
Okay. I wish I had a news story to cut to, but...
Hellraiser. Oh, yeah. Good call. Directed and wrote Hellraiser.
Aha.
Good memory.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Moving on from Nick's good memory.
Well, I'm known for it. Let it be known, I remember where my socks are. That's why it took me so long to get ready.
Congratulations.
No, I forgot.
Hideo Kojima.
Kojima.
What?
I was just messing with you.
He is intending Kojima Productions to create films in the future alongside with their video game output.
He's already making films in his video games.
But now he doesn't have to do the whole video game thing.
Well, that's not really even up to him. He's the director of his games.
He's the CEO of the fucking...
No, but you know what I mean. Even when he was making Metal Gear Solid, he was known for being the director and writer of the stories. He didn't...
Yeah, but he had Konami behind him being like, you
gotta
make this a game,
I mean, the people working under him that were giving him ideas for game mechanics and stuff like that. I'm not saying he was in the pit programming the games as they were being made. Like, he was kind of the visionary director.
Yeah.
As far as I know, again. But, like, he's always been known for being kind of the figurehead of
he's
his
definitely
franchises.
Designed games. Like, he's not just an idea.
Am I just talking out of my ass?
A little bit.
Probably. I've been known to.
But you are correct in saying that he has a lot of the ideas, and he's the one that kind of pushes the vision forward. Cool.
I mean, I guess
he makes a kick-ass trailer, so hopefully that will go.
So did Zack Snyder. I said did, but like he makes good trailers, but like the end products are not always as praised as. I mean, Death Stranding just came out, and it's mixed. Very divisive.
Decidedly mixed. Yes.
The people that are not known, but people who enjoy mainstream games are not liking Death Stranding. Yeah. Like, they were not expecting this game to be like this game.
Well, I mean, I guess this is a little game side chat here.
Well, I'm just
it's been kind of turning some heads a little bit.
Yeah,
I think. And when all the pre-release footage, this is why I was kind of cold on it before it came out. Is all the pre-release footage was like trailer shot. There's like no gameplay.
Yeah.
And then when it did show gameplay, what is it showing? Sam walking.
Yeah, because
that's the game.
That's the game. And so people can't really say that they, were expecting something else.
Well, they can't say it. They were just silly for doing it.
for having high expectations. Never have high expectations for anything because you're only going to be disappointed.
That's correct. If you always think something's going to be worse, then you're never disappointed.
Turning it back to movies, you were not expecting anything for Parasite, and you ended up enjoying it.
Well, that's true in a sense, but I did expect it to be good.
Okay. As opposed to being... but you weren't expecting it to be as good as you have praised it so far, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I guess I honestly really did have high expectations going in.
Oh.
And I feel like it met them. So...
What do I know? Again, this ass is talking.
I'll tell you what you know. In more video game...
joy!
In non-video game news, Showtime's Halo TV series has done some casting. They've cast the roles
Keys.
of Captain Jacob Keyes and Miranda Keyes.
Yes. I didn't see the people that they cast. Who are they?
David Cipani is playing Jacob Keyes, and Olive Gray is playing Miranda Keyes. You're shaking your head like you don't know these people.
I do not know these people.
That's okay. I don't know them.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's actually better that way. I think as long as they have at least one person that they can put on the cover, which in this case will not be the Keys. It will probably be somebody else, but a more recognizable face, that'll be fine. Because, one, it's on Showtime, which, come on.
Yeah.
Two, the main character is known for having a helmet on the entire time. So, as long as he doesn't...
really think they're not going to take his helmet off?
If they take his helmet off, they're going to be very surprised that the guy from... what is it? From American Gods is playing Master Chief.
I bet you they'll do it. It'll be the season 1 stinger.
If they do, it'll ruin the entire facade. They haven't even done it fully in the video games.
I will bet money that the final shot of that
it'll ruin it
straight into his face.
It'll ruin it,
and then cut to black.
It'll ruin it.
I'm not going to say how much I'm going to bet because if I'm wrong, then I don't have to pay it. But.
Let's just be. You can do like $1. I'm not going to be like, no, bitch, $100.
I will give you $1.
Just give it to me right now.
No, not right now.
Oh, okay.
You gotta wait. The Witcher showrunner Lauren Hissrich.
What'd you call me?
Hissrich. Has 7 seasons of the show planned out.
His Rick did what?
His Rick did Rick on the Rickety Rick.
Yeah, they have 7 seasons planned out for The Witcher, which awesome.
And I should say,
pun intended.
I don't think this is like beat for beat planned out. I think it's just a general outline.
Oh yeah, outline.
This is always so. In the interview, they say, Lauren says that, we didn't want to be building to nothing. We want to have kind of like a general idea of where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, and that's fine. However,
that sounds very familiar.
You get into trouble with this.
They have books to base the series off of.
Well, and to be fair, we don't know what the outline is, so it could very well be based on the books.
That's fair. It's not based off the games.
Oh, no, God, no. Don't say that. He's listening.
To this podcast? No. I'm saying there's a very specific reason why they're doing it based off the books. Yeah. But, I mean, there's content written for this. They have stories planned for this. I don't understand why showrunners and creators of TV shows based off of adaptations for books or previous media, why can't they just stick to what was originally enjoyed by the fan base?
Well, I think the general argument for that is if you like that, then just go do that.
Okay, then yeah.
Not necessarily by the showrunners, depending on who you are. Weiss. But
you're not good at being subtle.
I wasn't trying to be.
Cough. Benioff and Weiss.
Those bitches.
Star Wars.
Moving on. Sarah Jessica Parker confirms that the original cast of Hocus Pocus has signed on for the Disney Plus sequel.
That's awesome. This is Sarah Jessica Parker, and then
it's Bette Midler.
Bette Midler and the other one.
I actually have her this time.
Oh, okay, good.
It is.
Uh-oh, I'm keeping all this in.
Hold on. Oh God,
I'm keeping in.
Kathy Najimy.
Najimy. How do you spell that?
Najimi.
Najimy?
Najimy.
Okay. I thought you were saying like Nagini, like the snake from Harry Potter.
No.
Okay.
You don't think I know how to say fucking Nagini?
Nagini,
I'm a bigger Harry Potter nerd than you are.
Oh, really? Did you know the snake was always a woman?
Well, that's not...
We're going to talk about it. I was a circus freak that can turn into snakes. I'm in love with The Flash. Yeah. Two horrible franchises mixed up into one.
Oh, God. Curse of Grindelwald. What the fuck?
And guess what? We're getting 3 more of them.
Oh, don't.
3 more. The third one is planned for not next year, but the year after.
Yeah.
So, if you don't have anything to look forward to next year, you have the year after for the third Fantastic Beasts movie. When everyone's grown out of it.
The series that is somehow getting worse as it goes on.
What do you mean somehow?
I guess
it's always possible.
Yeah.
Look at The Godfather. Look at
look
at Star Wars. Look at almost any franchise. It only gets worse
Godfather
after it
is like the worst example you could possibly use.
For part 3?
Well, yeah, for part 3 it's fine, but a lot of people consider part 2
That's
better
what I'm
than
saying.
part 1.
That's what I'm saying is part 1, part 2, and then part 3. I'm doing a mountain indication.
It's more like a
roller coaster, whatever. Things that go in triangle shape.
Much like
type
a triangle.
motions. Much like a triangle. You know what I mean.
I'm
losing it, man. My mind is just it's mashed potatoes.
Yum.
Yum. With butter.
Ooh.
It's good for the keto diet.
It is good for the keto diet. Robert Pattinson is learning jiu-jitsu from Regan Mikado. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Oh, man.
He also trained Keanu Reeves for the John Wick films.
So, the movie where Keanu Reeves does little to no martial arts.
What are you talking about? There's like judo flips all over the place.
Oh, really? Have you watched John Wick Chapter 3?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a lot of guns.
Well, maybe it's just the first John Wick.
He did like a little bit in there. It's mostly gun stuff.
Yeah. Well,
a lot of knife throwing in the third one.
I don't know. You could have a judo flip counter on the first one for sure.
I guess you... Okay, yeah, judo flips, yes. But if that's the only thing that he learned from this guy...
Judo flips are fucking awesome. I don't know why you're crying about it.
No, I'm saying it's one move. You don't need a whole trainer for that one move. One scene.
If it's a really good judo flip.
In one movie. All right.
Well, fuck me. I thought you'd be stoked for that.
I guess.
I don't even know you anymore. You don't like fucking John Wick news, and you don't like Steven Universe news. I can't please you, man.
Because I'm done. I'm done with the news. Just show me it and then move on. Like I don't want preamble. I don't want trailers for trailers, and then the final trailer to show everything else.
Is that how you're taking the news?
Yes.
Wow.
Tell me what your next news story is, so I can fucking break it down in front of you.
I'm gonna make you feel real bad right now.
Go ahead.
Marvel's The Eternals production was stopped and cast evacuated after it was discovered on set that there was an undetonated Nazi bomb from World War II. No one was harmed.
Oh, I thought it was an actual terrorist type
thing. They were filming off of... Hold on, let me get the location.
Canada.
Location on the Canary Island of Fuerteventura.
Ooh, say that again.
Fuerteventura.
Ooh, racist.
Why is that racist?
I don't know, the way he said it. I just wanted it caught a second time.
Well, if I say it like Fuerteventura...
Then you are very
white.
You are very apt to the way that you look.
Yeah, is supposedly what they think to be a remnant of a Nazi base on set.
So they decided, hey, let's film there.
I guess
let's not check for bombs or any,
but
things that could blow up. That's good.
Thankfully, it was found before it
exploded.
May have exploded.
I mean, granted, it's been there for like 70 years, so you think it would have blown up? What?
That doesn't matter.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's been there for a long while. Any sort of like weather conditions could have.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying debris. Like, well, it's old, so it shouldn't go off.
No, I'm saying it could still explode, but like you think that any sort of nature or things would have made it explode. Nature makes things explode.
It does, yeah. The Kickstarter Critical Role animated series has now been picked up for 2 seasons on Amazon Prime. Originally, the Kickstarter was just 10 episodes, so now with this, it has increased it by 14.
Yeah,
which is quite a good run for them right off the bat.
I never got into their stuff.
I tried, and I think my issue is I wanted to start from the beginning, and I shouldn't judge it based on this because I'm going to judge on audio quality, but the audio quality in the very beginning was not great for me.
Really?
Irony.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, because have you listened to our podcast?
I have. Yeah.
We're going places.
But I instead I listened to Adventure Zone.
Oh, yeah. The McElroy brothers. McElroy, whatever. It's McElroy.
If you say so.
That's what I will say. Yes, on record.
I listen to the podcast, but whatever.
Yeah. Pick a side. You want to go on their podcast? Be their best friend?
Yes, absolutely. I want to be on that podcast.
Oh, fuck me. I guess this is the last episode.
Some Batman casting news.
Oh yeah,
Andy Serkis is in talks to play Alfred.
I almost thought you were going to say Andy Samberg.
That would. You know what? It's different, unconventional, but I'm good. I'm down for it.
Non-British Alfred.
Cool.
Hey, what's up, guys? York Glorp.
Yeah, Master Wayne, you should take it easy out there, all right? Cool beats.
Cool beans. Cool beans. Oh, fuck. Now that's all I want.
No, Andy Serkis.
Yes.
Talks to play
in a
Alfred.
very non-monkey type role.
Yes.
Sorry.
And Colin Farrell is supposedly in talks to play the Penguin, which...
Sexy Penguin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why Sexy Penguin is more weird to me than
never
Andy
watched
Samberg as Alfred.
You never watched Gotham, did you?
Fuck no, man. Well, I watched the first 2 episodes.
I was gonna say, like, if you gave it a chance.
I watched the first 2 episodes.
More of a chance than that. No, I'm saying like Gotham had a very specific feel to it, and then once you broke down all the barriers of like what an actual good TV show is supposed to look like and sound like, then you realize that it's based off of a comic book, and you kind of don't take any of it seriously.
If you take everything that you would judge a normal show out of it, it's great.
Yeah, yeah. No, but the
what
Penguin
a ringing
in that
endorsement.
I believe it's Robin Lord Taylor, the guy who plays the Penguin in Gotham, is fantastic in it. He was one of the best characters in the first couple of seasons, and then he got kind of sidelined for all the other characters, but I thought he was amazing in that, and he's not the typical Penguin type character.
That's true, but the whole thing with that was like it's a young Penguin, See,
I mean, yeah, kind of, and he gets the gate.
When I was watching it when it first started
season,
to air, the whole premise was like, this is the young Batman,
Yeah.
so we're going to see all the young villains.
Yeah, but I mean,
you can't walk that back. Just
no,
a couple years later,
Mr. Freeze is like fucking 45 in Gotham, so it's like really,
yeah.
They even have new villains in that, like Fish Mooney, played by Jada Pinkett Smith. She was great.
I'll trust your judgment on it.
Just watch the show.
All right,
Riddler.
I'll get right around on that.
Go ahead, put it in your backlog.
The Japanese Spider-Man has been confirmed to appear in Spider-Verse 2.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
a Spider-Man. It's okay because
that's how it's said in the show. Oh boy, this might be getting cut.
yeah. Hey, guess what? It's not. I'm keeping it.
Oh boy.
It's interesting to get your opinion on that because
it's not a good Spider-Man.
It's about something else that we have planned for the future.
Okay.
You'll know in about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You specifically. Because I'll tell you before I do it, and then you're going to say no, and I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay. Moving on. CBS is producing a female-led Zorro show that focuses on the character set in a modern day.
I was going to say, can we get Catherine Zeta-Jones back? She was fantastic in those.
I think it's probably no.
It's not. It's going to be fucking. What's her name? She plays Mary Jane in the Spider-Man movies.
Zendaya.
It's going to be Zendaya.
I don't think they'd do that.
Why not?
Well, one, I don't think Zendaya would do it.
Why not?
She's making bank elsewhere, man.
That's true. Yeah, she's in the movies. She's in Euphoria.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen yet.
I haven't either.
It's just a lot of kids doing drugs and having sex and stuff.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
I'll get right on.
Whatever happened to what is it? I almost said Ned's Declassified. No, the one where it's like they're trying to teach kids through like actual stories about drugs and like fuck. What was it? It was like partly educational, but it was also drama. Oh my god. Hold on. Bless you. Bless you.
All I can think of is God damn it. All I can think of is an after-school special.
No, it's like an actual show.
Sesame Street? I don't...
Degrassi.
Oh, the Canania one. Canada.
Can you... You okay?
I'm having a stroke.
Well, we're not stopping the podcast.
The Vietnam War film Finding Jack
I want to talk about
has
this.
cast James Dean in a secondary lead role using full body CGI technology.
He died
over 50 years
50
ago.
years ago.
Over
yeah.
50 years ago.
And then there's a later story where the director came out and said, I don't understand why people are upset that I cast James Dean.
Yeah, they're kind of like whatever about it. They're towing the party line of like we'll do him justice. Like
there's no party line.
We're considering this to be his fourth film that was never released.
No,
and we have the permissions of his family to include his likeness. And like,
here's the thing. So let's talk about previous cases just real quick. Carrie Fisher, Peter Cushing.
Well, and the Carrie Fisher one was different because she was still alive at the time.
She?
They just younged her down.
For Rogue One?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Are you sure? Can you look that up and see if when that came out around the same time? But Peter Cushing definitely dead.
Yes, yeah.
By the time Rogue One.
40 years by the time Rogue One came
out. You can say that they wanted this character based off of his performance in a previous film in that franchise. It kind of makes sense. They could have used a different character, but it wouldn't have, even though it was really bad CG, it wouldn't have had the same impact to the audience who was seeing that film. The same thing with young Carrie Fisher, regardless of whether she was alive or dead. Did you find out?
Yeah, I did. And technically I'm right.
So she was still alive.
Carrie Fisher died on December 27th, 2016. and Rogue One came out December 16th, 2016.
Okay, so
but she was still alive when they made the movie.
when they were doing the visual effects and stuff. Okay, that makes sense, but still, the CG was, I don't know. Like, watching it now, especially, it's kind of weird to be put in context. But you know that she would have given the okay.
Right.
Okay, so
she
fine.
was there to give her
Consent.
okay on that.
It's different when the family is giving consent for a performance that a character would have made 50 years ago, which, by the way, they're going to do young James Dean because they don't have any reference for old James Dean.
Yeah.
So he's...
And it's voiced by someone different.
Someone else.
They're, like, compiling footage of, like, his body movements and stuff.
It's very weird.
It is.
The only reason this movie is going to get any attention is because of this.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the only reason why the director is doing this.
Yeah.
Or the studio or what have you.
It might not be a very good movie, and they're just trying to get people in based off of, oh, this is the movie that cast James Dean.
Yeah.
Almost a century after.
And it's not even the good James Dean, the porn actor, you know? He got the one who was in 3 movies and then he died in a car crash.
Motorcycle accident.
Vehicle explosion.
There you go.
Yeah. What? You know what I mean? Like, it's really sad and it's very unfortunate that his likeness is being taken advantage of, regardless of whether his family is giving permission.
And when they say family, what exactly does that mean?
That could be like his great niece
or
who is just like, I want money.
I'm
so
the only
sure.
one alive now, so.
I mean, we don't know that.
I don't.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, just because you say family, that doesn't mean anything.
Like, I was his cousin's best friend, so sure.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, we don't know.
Sign off on that.
We don't know.
It's
just sad. I wish there were better news for it,
but I don't know. Maybe it won't be very good, and people won't see it.
Or it'll never see the light of day.
Yeah.
You know,
who knows? Some Disney Plus news. Loki will tie directly into the Multiverse of Madness.
So will WandaVision.
WandaVision will as well. Yeah.
Were you gonna? Okay.
Well, they had already said that WandaVision will.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bob Iger just now came out and was like,
so,
"Oh yeah, by the way, Loki's going to be in that."
My 2 cents on this. So remember back when Netflix was doing the Marvel TV shows and they were kind of ancillary. They would reference some of the movies.
The first seasons of all the Defenders shows were like, oh, the New York incident.
Yeah. The same thing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And actually, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would constantly tie into the movies. Yeah. Even so far as taking place at the exact same time and characters showing up. And at the time, people were like, well, why not just tie them into the movies?
Right.
But now that we're actually getting that, I don't know how I feel about that.
It means you're going to have to watch more shit.
It means I'm going to have to watch more shit.
You're going to have to subscribe to Disney Plus.
I'm going to have to watch at least 6 hours of WandaVision, regardless of its quality, just to get a small one line thrown into Loki. Or thrown into Doctor Strange.
Right.
Because you know the characters aren't going to show up in Doctor... Well, they might show up like in a portal like...
Well, Scarlet Witch for sure.
Here's me. I'm in another dimension. Ooh, I'm Scarlet Witch.
You sound like Mickey Mouse.
Ha-ha. And I'm Vision. I'm Paul Bettany, and I love getting makeup put on my face for 7 hours a day.
No one can recognize me.
Ha-ha! I was in Wimbledon with Kirsten Dunst. It's a good movie.
I'm sure he says that a lot.
Every time somebody bumps into him,
they're
like,
"Hi, Paul Bettany. I was in Wimbledon with Kirsten Dunst." Thanks, Paul. We've met before.
Yeah, Vision, but sure, Wimbledon. And then Loki, just like, I'm excited at the prospect of it, but I know that it's either going to be not enough or it's going to be too much of a commitment.
Yeah.
Because for like one
it's
thing.
A lot, yeah. Additionally, we have now found out that the Hawkeye show was also, along with the Obi-Wan series, was originally supposed to be a movie.
A movie, yeah. I'm interested in the Hawkeye TV show, regardless of the current situation with Jeremy Renner.
What's going on with that?
Do you not? No. Okay, so he's been accused of physically assaulting and verbally abusing his wife.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. He's tiptoeing the line outside the Me Too movement right now, and they're trying to cancel all of that stuff. So
I haven't seen any of that. That's not good.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ooh, he was one of the good ones.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But then again, we live. We've talked about this a million times before, but we live in a world where any tiny little thing, and not that I'm pushing aside these allegations or anything, but yeah, I know, I will. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, we live in a society. Haha. Fucking teed myself up for that. Where people can be accused of one thing, and even before they get seen in court, they're just fucking thrown away.
A court of public
opinion.
Yeah. Disney basically submits the entire cast of Endgame for supporting actor and actress Oscar noms.
See, I heard Robert Downey Jr. and I heard a couple of other names. I didn't know it was like the entire cast.
Pretty much, like the principal cast, they're pretty much all there.
Everybody except for Evangeline Lilly. No, I don't know that. Anybody who shows up in the final battle probably isn't. We're good on time.
I was just looking at your screensaver popped up. Yeah, for Best Supporting Actor, you have Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Jeremy Renner, Josh Brolin.
Who was the main actor?
Why for Endgame? I don't think they've submitted a main one. I think they're all supporting.
Huh. I mean, that's cool that they're all on equal ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like,
Jeremy Renner, Josh Brolin, Paul Rudd, and Don Cheadle.
Cool.
And then Best Supporting Actress, Scarlett Johansson, Gwyneth Paltrow, Zoe Saldana, Karen Gillan, and Brie Larson.
I think anybody who had like less than 5 lines really doesn't need to be submitted.
You're talking about Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, granted, she did a fantastic performance at the tail end of that movie.
She did, yeah.
It's not really a spoiler because everybody and their fucking mother saw it.
Knows.
But like, you know, the very, very end when everything's going down and movie's winding down. I don't know. Doesn't seem worth it for fucking Gwyneth Paltrow and her goop.
They're gonna throw names in there when they can.
Was Tom Holland one of them?
He was not. But that kind of goes along the same lines as what you just said. He shows up right at the end.
So I still agree with myself. Thank you, Nick. You're welcome, Nick.
It's a nice little combo you're having there with yourself.
No, I totally agree. I think that anybody who basically was not in 80% of the movie, unless they give a phenomenal performance, like I said with Gwyneth Paltrow, I don't think they deserve to be nominated when there's so many movies that are coming out this year that deserve far more recognition. I know they're just casting a really wide net because they have the money to do so, but still, come on. There's better Disney movies that came out this year where you can throw your hat in the ring.
They probably will do that. They'll just be animated. Frozen 2 is going to get nominated.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah, tickets on sale.
Yep.
Should I buy us tickets?
I don't think you want to go to that.
I don't, no. Yeah. I'm done with animated kids movies. I am. I'm serious.
Not, but, you know.
Are you excited for Frozen 2?
I'll see it because Casey's really excited. And I was originally, when they first dropped the teaser, just Elsa running towards the waves. I thought that was a really good teaser trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But the full trailer that came out like a month or 2 ago, I thought was abysmal. Yeah. So that kind of made me a little bit more cool on it.
Well, Disney and especially Pixar are known for not making as good of a sequel to their original. Yeah. And I stand by that, actually. Let's go through a couple of them. Cars 2.
Now, okay, yeah, Cars 2, Cars 3, Planes.
Incredibles 2.
The car universe.
Toy Story 2, comparatively.
I don't know. I think a lot of people actually like Toy Story 2 over Toy Story 1. I agree. I think Toy Story 1's better than Toy Story 2.
What about Toy Story 3?
I still think the first one's better. But I think 3 is better than 2.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I just mean the second one in a franchise.
Gotcha.
Not necessarily sequels, I guess. But like 3 and 1 compared to 2.
Right. Well, Aladdin 3 was definitely better than Aladdin 2.
What? You actually think
okay, shut the fuck up.
You actually think King of Thieves is worse?
King of Thieves is way better
than Return of Jafar?
Yes, absolutely.
You fuck right off.
I'll die on this hill.
I'll die there too.
Return of Jafar is the ugly stepchild of the Aladdin cinematic universe.
You go fuck yourself. You
Doesn't
really
even
think
have Robin Williams.
So you really think Aladdin 2019 is better than
That doesn't
Aladdin?
count.
Oh, come on, it counts.
That's an Elseworlds
It
title.
counts. It's like
It's non-canon.
it's absolutely canon. Disney made it.
It doesn't count.
It has Aladdin in the name.
Maleficent's not canon.
I think it is.
In its own canon, it is, but not in the Sleeping Beauty.
Should have saw Maleficent 2 instead. A Parasite.
Instead of Parasite, no, I think we made the right call on that one. Maleficent 2 is having a bad run in the box office, yeah.
I mean, a lot of movies that you wouldn't expect, like Midway is expected to make the top of the box office this weekend.
Yeah,
as opposed
that's
to
unsurprising, though. They timed that right.
With
Veterans Day.
That, and
I think it's still going to be a shitty movie because it's Roland Emmerich.
Oh, for sure. But, I mean, compared to Dr. Sleep, which is a rated R movie, so you're going to get less ticket sales.
And you need to have seen The Shining, which isn't like that big of a thing.
Yeah, you don't.
Younger audiences, you can't really.
For sure. It's got a smaller fan base than Veterans. Veterans of Midway.
Oh, boy. Bob Iger stated that there are more Star Wars Disney Plus shows in development than what's been announced.
Cool.
More than we already have.
Yeah.
So we have...
That was a dramatic pause. That was a very pregnant pause on purpose.
We already have Mandalorian. We have Obi-Wan. We have the Cassian Andor series. And I think there's one more.
IG...
No, it's not IG-88. I know there's one more.
Wasn't there, like, more...
They're doing more Clone Wars.
Yeah. Rebels is done. Aren't they doing like a what if thing for Star Wars as well?
No, they're not. Let's see.
That's too much, man.
Maybe it's just the Mandalorian, Cassian Andor, and Obi-Wan. All right.
Oh. So more than 3.
More than those.
It's still too much.
It's gonna reach a point, right? Like this is a little.
I mean,
and I think the Marvel shows are probably gonna run into this too.
Yeah. I honestly, when they revealed the whole slate and everything, I was like, okay, if these are all movies, one, that's too much. But at least it's manageable. That's 2 hours. Yeah, and it's metered out over months. This is like 6 episodes of, what, Loki?
Loki, WandaVision.
So they're all 6 episodes?
I believe they're all 6 episodes. 6 or 8.
Yeah. So it's somewhat more manageable. It's definitely more manageable than what Netflix is doing with their shows, but it's still like it's too much, man. Even going through my regular work week, which is 40 hours, like most people, I don't have the time to try to watch and catch up with all of these things.
Yeah. I mean, as an adult, you gotta kind of choose what you're gonna watch.
It's a great time
unless you only want to watch comic book stuff. Then...
it's a great time to be alive as a kid. There's so much to do. It's like. It's hard to imagine living in a world without all of the technology that kids are living with today.
Yeah.
But, like, we were living on the very precipice of that, and just thinking back to a time when I was listening to a CD player on the school bus, and it was like this hulking thing. Come on.
You were listening to the Spider-Man soundtrack?
No. I was listening to...
I need a hero to save you. I'm not going to stand here and wait. And Nick's over there fucking headbanging on the bus.
See, you started singing that, and I was like... I started thinking of Kiss from a Rose, but that's Batman
that's
89.
Batman.
Yeah.
Even better.
Even better.
I want you to be rocking out on the bus to Kiss from a Rose by Seal from Batman Forever. No joke. I fucking loved that song when
it's
it came
so
on
inappropriate to that movie and to comic books in general. Like, it makes no sense why that's the Batman Forever song.
It was fucking great.
It's a good song, though.
Great movie.
It's
underappreciated.
It's not underappreciated. It's played excessively. So, fucking Seal.
Continuing on with the Marvel stuff, She-Hulk and Moon Knight both found their writers.
Oh, yeah.
She-Hulk has Jessica Gao, who is most known from the Pickle Rick episode from Rick and Morty.
So,
that'll tell you the kind of tone they're going for.
I mean, that's just one episode.
Yeah.
It's just one episode, but it's like my least favorite episode of Rick and Morty.
But is it your least favorite because of the episode or because of the people?
The fan base.
Yeah.
Because of the reaction. It was definitely... at an apex moment of human history and fandom in general.
I'm just picturing when aliens discover our corpses and they're going through the history and they're like, okay, discover fire, electricity,
World War I,
large cities, all that, and then somewhere down the line, Pickle Rick. Like, oh, well, it's probably good they're gone.
No, I'm saying it's definitely at a defining moment of fandom, and how people
take it too far,
and just they take one thing they take an especially interesting show, something that's trying to give people hard lessons. I could say this about BoJack Horseman. I could say this about a million other shows that are trying to give good lessons inside the comedy or the dark drama aspects of it. But they take it and then they turn it into something toxic.
Yeah. Thankfully, you don't have people going around into McDonald's and jumping on their counters with a horse head on them.
It's not even... Well, that would be horrifying. Although I'm sure that has happened.
I'm sure it has, yes.
But
it wasn't filmed.
Yeah, and there's not even anonymity in this. There are people who are saying this with their actual names next to their comments, like, "Hey, Pickle Rick." Yeah.
I don't know if they're saying it now because
they've moved on. But there's going to be one single line that's going to be singled out in Rick and Morty season 4 that's just going to turn everything back on its head, and we're back where we came from. Yeah. I just hate it. I hate people.
Yeah. Black Mirror. We live in a society.
No, it's not even about technology. It's just I hate people and the way that they have become.
Black Mirror's not about technology. It's about
just
people.
Let it go.
I won't. And then for Moon Knight, Jeremy Slater, who wrote Umbrella Academy.
Is he related to Christian Slater?
Probably not. Maybe Kelly Slater, though.
Who fucking cares about Kelly Slater?
I gotta put it in. I think I'm averaging a Kelly Slater reference once per week at this point.
I don't think so. I feel like you're overestimating your Kelly Slater.
Well, at least with you. Maybe not on Mike, but at least with you.
You get home from work every day, you're like, Kelly Slater. I'm really interested in both of these shows because they're not as well-known characters, especially Moon Knight.
Yeah.
When it comes to just the general audience, non-comic book readers. Right. So it'll be very interesting to see how both of them pan out.
Yeah.
Is She-Hulk going to be a procedural?
It better be. That's what the show's supposed to be.
That'd be fucking cool.
Moving on from Marvel. Carl Urban teases a mid-2020 premiere for Season 2 of The Boys.
Yeah, because they just wrapped production on Season 2.
Yeah, well, they wrapped shooting.
I'm sorry. Yeah. But that's soon.
Yeah, not too much longer to look forward to that.
I mean, 6 months.
But I know you really like the first season.
I really love the first season.
I still need to get around to watching it.
I think you're going to enjoy the satirical nature of it. You know the basic premise of it. So, I mean, it's
much like Watchmen.
It's much like that, but it's just it's straight comedy.
Yeah.
It takes all the serious points that Watchmen brings up, and then it kind of breaks
Alan
it down.
Moore is serious.
Have you looked at the man?
I've read the book. Yes.
Okay. Well, if you look at a picture of Alan Moore, you can tell that he's never smiled in his life.
He came out of the womb.
He's the shadow of Santa Claus, and he's all the darkest bits. He's Krampus, is what he is.
Fun. Sounds like a great guy to be around.
Oh yeah.
Got two more here. Second to last. Jurassic World 3 has recast Justice Smith and Danielle Pineda.
See, I read a headline that they were coming back.
I'm sorry, recast and cast again. Like they're coming back. Sorry, I'm phrasing that very strangely.
Yes,
they are returning as the same characters as they were in the last one.
Cool. Yeah. My two least favorite characters from an already shitty movie. They left that Brontosaurus to die on the pier.
Yeah, there wasn't much they could do.
That was the franchise, is what they left on the pier to die.
Why? But they got the classic trio coming back for this one.
Redheaded lady. You got Harrison Ford, young Harrison Ford as a raptor trainer.
Stop that.
And then you've got evil bad guy, who's very obviously the evil bad guy. That could have been any of them that I'm describing. Yeah. I'm just saying, it's very hammy. Why are you giving
Richard
me...
Hammond?
No, because he wasn't the bad guy.
What are you talking about? Hold on. No, shut up. What are you talking about? Richard Hammond is absolutely the bad guy in the first one.
Why is he the bad guy?
He's a bad guy in the sense he doesn't know he's a bad guy.
Why is he?
But he creates the whole situation.
For entertainment. Are you saying Walt Disney is the bad guy for all the people who have died in Walt Disney parks?
Absolutely.
I mean, granted, he was anti-Semitic. We're never going on a Disney show at all, ever. That's okay.
Anyway, last story. We didn't start with it, so I figured we'd end with it. More Joker news.
Son of a bitch.
It has now become the most profitable comic book movie ever.
I want you to repeat that. Exactly the way you said it.
Most profitable.
Yeah, you know what you did.
Most profitable.
Yeah, did you know The Mask was like?
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Profitable.
I was reading the story. It's like, oh hey, by the way, Joker has become the most profitable comic book movie of all time, dethroning The Mask.
Yeah,
I'm like, with Jim Carrey?
No, the one with Jamie Kennedy. Yes, the one with Jim Carrey. Which is amazing to me.
But, like, it's not like it's not saying it's the highest grossing.
No.
Right? It's just saying it's the most
percent to budget.
It's made the most compared to its budget.
But, like, even compared to, like, the more recent Marvel movies, you would think, like, even Iron Man 1.
I bet.
You bet what?
I
bet something.
Because I doubt they poured a whole lot of money into The Mask, which is the whole point.
No, I get that. I just mean, like, comparatively, Iron Man, considering all the money that it made post-release after it was made, you would think that the percentage...
not counting that.
Not counting Iron Man?
It's probably just theater run that they're counting.
No, that's what I mean, though. Even then. Yeah. Even just the theater run.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay. All right. I get it. I get that I'm wrong. It's just, it's baffling to me that it's The Mask. Well, that was my main point.
I am also baffled. We'll have to continue to be baffled.
Is that it?
That's it.
It's a good podcast.
It was all right.
Thought I was going to have the energy, and then I lost my fucking mind.
Yeah, you really did. You had some good thoughts on yourself right at the start, and then it went downhill real quick.
I honestly think oh my gosh, my brain.
It's okay. We'll make it up next week.
I say that, but like, even then, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be working next Saturday.
Well,
so.
You got a loss. Once you guys are at a peak.
In like 3 weeks.
We'll just suffer through it. Until then.
By then, I'll have moved out, and we're going to set up our situation at your place. Yeah.
I'm trying to be positive here.
I know. I just want to get out of this because I had a good segue.
I'll hold your hand if you want.
Don't. Okay.
Give you a hug?
No. Maybe.
Blowjob? I don't know.
Casey, listen. Listen to me.
You're welcome.
Oh, I need a good segue.
Well, they cost some money. They're also kind of dangerous, so you probably don't want to do that.
I didn't get it until like the last word that you said. Oh, fuck.
Vroom, vroom. I don't think that's what a segue is.
No, that's not.
Segue is like... and then you hear...
Did you know that the inventor of the Segway, while trying to present how easily you can stop a Segway, drove a Segway off a cliff and died?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Look it up.
Hold on, I gotta look that up.
Look up the inventor of the Segway and how he died.
Is this like when you say, like, did you know gullible is not in the dictionary? And you go, what? No.
Well, no, I know you're not an idiot, but I just want you to believe me. The creator of the Segway...
Segway inventor...
Died. By driving it off a cliff. Yeah. Am I wrong?
Millionaire owner of Segway firm Jimmy Hesselden.
Good one.
Died in a freak accident on Sunday. This was back in 2010. A British businessman who bought the Segway company. Okay, he bought it. He didn't invent the Segway. He was the owner of the Segway
I
company.
read that it was the person who invented the Segway.
British businessman who bought the Segway company less than a year ago, that being 2009, died after riding one of the scooters off a cliff and into a river near his Yorkshire estate.
Still pretty freaky, though. You know,
It is. Yeah.
So the owner of Segway
yes, he
drove a
was not
Segway
the
off a
inventor.
cliff.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Although, curiously enough, that was the first thing to pop up when I typed in Segway inventor dies.
Well, that's Google for you.
Yeah. Who invented Segways? Dean Common.
Pretty common last name.
Oh, got him.
Ah!
Get fucking wrecked.
Yeah, well, he's dead. Probably. Dean Common, is he alive?
No, he's alive.
Fuck.
He's 68.
Got egg on my face. This has been Lights, Camera, Nonsense, keeping you updated despite our best efforts. Tune in every week for all the latest news, reviews, and how do you do's.
How do you do?
How do you do? Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you next week. Make sure to
Email us.
Lightscameranonsense@gmail.com. Yeah, I forgot that.
It's because nobody's sending us.
No one's sending us shit! Not even the people that are current patrons.
You know what? I got an email yesterday.
Okay.
You know what it was?
What was terms of service for like a new thing?
Updated terms of service.
Yep, that's what I thought. That's a pretty good guess. Thanks for emailing us, current listeners of the podcast.
At
Sons of bitches.
lightscameranonsense@gmail.com.
Yeah, lightscameranonsense@gmail.com.
Maybe if we repeat it enough, someone will send
Patreon.com/lightscameranonsense. Support us there for $1, even if you don't want to email us because you're shy or afraid or a son of a bitch.
Well,
you're fucking dead to me, everybody who listens.
Well, you're not going to get $1 that way.
Well, we already got it.
You need a Snickers.
Need a Snickers. I don't want to turn into Betty White.
No.
I get tackled.
Betty White before the Snickers.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.